Imagine waking up every morning knowing you're about to walk into a building designed to keep people inside, and you're not allowed to leave until the doors say so. 20-foot concrete walls surrounded by 2,000 people who have a literal professional obligation to hate your guts. You aren't an inmate, but you're breathing the same recycled air, eating the same bland food, and hearing the same heavy steel doors slam shut behind you. Welcome to life as a prison guard, the only job where you voluntarily go to jail every single morning. You badge in before sunrise because prisons like to start the day before the rest of the world remembers it exists. The air already feels wrong, thick, stale, like the building exhaled last night and never bothered inhaling again. Steel doors, concrete walls, fluorescent lights that hum like they're tired of existing. This place never really sleeps. It just waits. You step through the first gate, then the second, then the third. Each one slams shut behind you with that sound, the one that makes your spine quietly take notes. Somewhere in the distance, someone's already yelling. Someone always is. You're officially inside. Your uniform looks authoritative. Heavy boots, utility belt. Radio crackling with half-finished sentences and codes you understood once but now respond to instinctively. From the outside, people think this job is about power, control, keeping the bad guys in line. But the first thing you learn is that control is an illusion. This place runs on routine, reputation, and a whole lot of pretending everything is fine. Roll call, count time. You and the other guards walk the tiers, eyes scanning faces that never stop watching you back. Inmates count you just as carefully as you count them. They notice everything: how you walk, who you talk to, how long you hesitate before answering, which rules you enforce, and which ones you quietly let slide. Weakness isn't a personality trait here, it's a currency. You pass cells stacked like concrete shoeboxes. Some inmates pace like their legs are trying to escape without permission. Some sleep through the noise because exhaustion beats anxiety eventually. Some just stare at the ceiling like they're watching a movie only they can see. Others stare directly at you, unblinking, testing. You learn quickly not to stare back too long, or too little. The job description didn't mention this part, the constant awareness. You're never alone. Even when the hallway looks empty, you're being observed. Through bars, through mirrors, through blind spots you swear didn't exist yesterday. Breakfast chow? You escort a line of inmates toward the mess hall, boots echoing in rhythm you didn't choose. Trays clatter. Someone cracks a joke that's half funny, half threat. You pretend you didn't hear it. Not every comment deserves oxygen. One guy moves too slow, another moves too fast. You correct both. Calm voice, neutral face. Inside, your heart does that little jump it always does, the one you don't talk about. Statistically, prison guards are assaulted on the job far more often than most professions. In the US alone, tens of thousands of assaults against correctional officers are reported every year, and those are just the ones that make it onto paper. The unofficial ones get swallowed by paperwork, understaffing, and pride. You keep your posture relaxed. Too stiff looks scared. Too casual looks careless. Someone drops a tray. The room goes quiet for half a second too long. Your hand hovers near your radio. Then, laughter breaks out and the moment dissolves. False alarm. This time. That's the thing about prison. The danger isn't constant chaos, it's the tension. Long stretches of boredom punctuated by seconds that can permanently change your life. After chow, it's cell checks. You walk past graffiti scratched into metal bunks, names, dates, countdown lines. Some inmates mark time like sailors lost at sea. Others don't bother anymore. One guy asks you what day it is. You tell him. He nods like, that information matters, then lies back down. You wonder how many days blend together before they stop feeling real. You didn't plan on thinking this much when you took the job. You thought it would be simple. Show up. Enforce rules. Go home. Turns out the rules are easy. It's the people that are complicated. Lunch break, sort of. You sit in the guard room, eating something lukewarm. from a vending machine that has probably outlived 3 wardens. Conversations bounce between dark humor and long silences. Someone makes a joke that would sound insane outside these walls. Everyone laughs anyway. Nobody asks how you're really doing. That question feels dangerous here. Burnout is high in corrections, anxiety, PTSD, sleep disorders, depression. Rates significantly higher than the general population. Some officers last decades. Others burn out in a few years. Some quit. Some don't make it that far. Your radio crackles again. Movement on C block. You're back on your feet instantly. 2 inmates are arguing. Voices raised, bodies too close. You step in with another officer. Commands are issued. One listens, the other doesn't. He squares up just enough to remind you that rules don't stop fists. Your pulse spikes, but your voice stays level. Backup arrives. The situation deflates like a bad balloon. The inmate is escorted away, still talking, still smiling. That smile follows you down the hallway. You log the incident. Paperwork doesn't capture tone, or eye contact, or the way a room feels when it's deciding whether to explode. Afternoon drags. Count time again. Always counting, always recounting. You'd think humans would get boring to count eventually. They don't. You start to notice how time moves differently in here. Minutes stretch, hours compress. Your body knows when you're inside and reacts accordingly. Shoulders tight, jaw clenched, breath shallow. You think about the outside world more than you used to. Sunlight without bars, rooms without echoes, silence that doesn't feel like it's watching you. Someone yells your name, not your real name, your guard name, the one everyone uses. You respond automatically. Muscle memory. Late afternoon, an inmate asks you a personal question. Nothing invasive, just curious. You deflect, you're trained to. Oversharing blurs lines. Lines are survival. Still, you wonder how strange it must be to see the same guards every day, know their schedules, hear their voices, but never really know them. You're a constant in someone else's punishment. Shift change approaches. Relief is close. That's when trouble likes to show up, as if the building hates closure. Alarm, loud, sudden. The kind that wipes thoughts clean. Your body moves before your brain catches up. Doors lock. Radios explode with overlapping voices. You run, boots pounding, adrenaline doing what caffeine failed to. Turns out, it's a medical emergency. An inmate collapsed. You secure the area while medical staff rush in. The man on the floor looks smaller than he did standing. Vulnerable. Human. Moments like this mess with you. You're supposed to be firm, detached, professional. But you're still human. And prisons are really good at reminding you that in inconvenient ways. Everything stabilizes. The alarm cuts off. The building exhales again like nothing happened. You finish the shift without incident. That feels like winning. You badge out. One gate opens, then another, then the final one. Sunlight hits your face like a different planet. Your body relaxes a fraction too late. Driving home, you replay the day. Not the big moments, the small ones. A look held too long. A joke that wasn't really a joke. A silence that felt loaded. At home, you check the locks twice, then a third time. You sit with your back to the wall at restaurants now. You scan exits without thinking. Crowds make you uncomfortable in ways you can't explain. Your family says you seem distant sometimes. You say you're just tired. Sleep doesn't come easily. When it does, it's light. Noises pull you back instantly. Your brain hasn't learned the difference between a prison alarm and a car horn yet. Days off don't feel like days off. You still wake up early. You still listen for radios that aren't there. Tomorrow you'll do it again. Because that's the job, not heroism, not power, endurance. Being a prison guard sucks. Not because it's loud or violent all the time, but because it slowly rewires how you see people, space, and safety. Because you spend your days locked in with consequences, and your nights trying to remember what freedom feels like? You don't leave prison when your shift ends. You just step outside and hope it stays there.